to buying and owning Gaza, but we're committed to owning it, taking it, and making sure that Hamas doesn't move back. There's nothing to move back into.
So did you know, according to Daniel 11:45, sometime in the future, the Antichrist will set up shop between the seas and the glorious holy mountain? Or well, Daniel says he shall plant the tents of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain. For those who do not know, the holy mountain is Zion, Jerusalem. And if you look at a map of Israel, you see the seas right here. And what's between the seas and the holy mountain? Oh yeah, Gaza. Sure, it's just a coincidence. Now, before I dive into this article right here, how Gaza 2035, a beacon of peace and prosperity, I want to make something very clear here. I am not saying that Donald Trump is the Antichrist. Please understand that. Now, I will say the typologies and the foreshadowing is clearly there. And for people who cannot at least admit that, shows that they are disingenuous, that they are completely blinded by idolatry to not at least point out the typology. He is checking off box after box of what the Antichrist will do or will look like. But I still hold to the belief that the Antichrist will be part Nephilim and whatnot with what's going to come in the future with artificial intelligence. But again, just wanted to make that clear here. But I still need to point out some weird things. So, okay, this article, a beacon of peace and prosperity, which clearly makes me think of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, for when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape. Now let's go back to this article, where we can see this hypothetical plan where they want to implement Donald Trump Square. At the center of Gaza City stands Donald Trump Square, a testament to the region's incredible transformation. Once a war-torn space, it is now a thriving public gathering place where residents and visitors come together for some of the city's biggest weekly events. Well, doesn't that sound lovely? Now, later down in the article is where I really want to highlight this, okay? So, by 2035, Gaza's economy has become one of the fastest growing in the region, powered by technology. Please understand where I'm going with this. As we can see down here, the city's tech sector has flourished, with Gaza's Silicon Valley hosting startups focused on artificial intelligence, renewable energy, and biotechnology. Now remember, the same guy who wants to rebuild Gaza is also the same guy who is pushing for freedom cities and how freedom cities could transform U.S. innovation. And you can see down here the idea which Donald Trump supports. While he's also the same guy who wants to make America the crypto capital of the planet. And how he is also the same one who is implementing Project Stargate, which is all about AI data centers. Because clearly Trump 2.0 is all about AI and data centers. We can't forget how he has mentioned the idea of collecting biometric data on people.
We will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. We will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking.
So of course, the rebuilding of Gaza will be all about technology, artificial intelligence, and biotechnology. Because this right here, in my personal opinion, will be the God that the Antichrist gives glory to. Now we can go to Daniel chapter 11 again, verse 37 through 39. So we have this idea up here how he shall not regard neither the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall exalt himself above them all. So I know people will point this out, talking about the idea how Donald Trump has given credit to God, so he can't be the Antichrist, right? Well, the question comes, when does this happen? When does he exalt himself above all? Again, a lot of deception going on. But again, I'm not saying that Trump is the guy, but he is for sure paving the way for the guy if he is not. But I want to really focus in here on verse 38 and 39. But in their place, he shall honor a God of fortresses, okay? Remember this idea of fortresses. And a God which his fathers did not know. No idea who this God was. He shall honor with gold and silver, with precious stones and pleasant things. Thus he shall act against the strongest fortresses with a foreign God, which he shall acknowledge and advance its glory, this foreign God, and he shall cause them to rule over many and divide the land for gain. Divide the land for gain, you don't say. So now let's go back to this idea that this God will be a God of fortresses and shall honor with gold, silver, and precious stones. Well, does anybody else find it interesting that data centers for artificial intelligence kind of look like fortresses, where in these fortresses you have row after row of these computer chips or GPUs that look like this, that are made up of gold and silver and precious stones. Remember, this God shall be honored with gold and silver and precious stones. So without gold, silver, and precious stone, you could not have this right here, which means artificial intelligence would not exist. Now, to add salt to the wound, we all know about their relationship and how he wants to bring in the golden age, Mr. Golden Dawn, and how he wants to usher in the Novus Ordo Seclorum. How this guy purchased Twitter for the sole purpose of constructing his artificial intelligence XAI Grok, where he is calling this platform the collective consciousness of humanity. And not to mention how he is the same guy who said that the new God will come out of his supercomputer in Memphis, Tennessee.
I see.
Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing one.
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny.
Now again, Memphis is where he has his XAI supercomputer data center. Right here, the fortress full of gold, silver, and precious stone, where he stated that the possibility of the new God shall come from. Well, how lovely. But now for those wondering, I thought Trump was a Christian. Look, he has people praying over him. You need to remember Revelation chapter 17, verse 7, where I tell you the mystery of the woman, the seductress, false religion in context, mystery Babylon, and of the beast that carries her. Again, we can see in verse 3, I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast. And in the context here, this woman is false religion, of whom the kings of the earth committed fornication with, which is spiritual idolatry, remember that, and the inhabitants of the earth were made drunk with the wine of her fornication, spiritual idolatry. And I find it extremely poetic and ironic that he placed Paula White Cain as the head pastor over this new administration of the White House Faith Office. It's so clear to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear what's going on here. This right here is the spirit of the woman of Revelation chapter 17, false religion. Which again, I really want to remind you guys that this woman, false religion, sits on a scarlet beast. Now with this, use your own discernment. I am just presenting to you information. I am just a brother in Christ, wanting you to focus upon the Lord and to not be deceived in this world. So once again, take this to the Lord, pray and ask him, Lord, I want your truth. I want you and only you, because we want to be truth seekers. We follow the truth, the way, and the life. And with that, we want to make sure that our own heart's desires, our own idolatry does not get in the way. And everything that I'm seeing right now, within my own life, by the way, is idolatry is so serious. It's blinding. And what we're witnessing right now at the church at large is a blinding from idolatry, whether it's patriotism, whether it's the love for the nation, whatever. It's trying to have worldly prosperity or some type of kingdom down here instead of seeking the kingdom above. We need to focus our eyes upon the Lord, praying for discernment and wisdom, being wise as a serpent and innocent and gentle as a dove, walking in the Spirit with love, truth, faith, holiness, everything that is from the Lord. Do not allow your own flesh to get in the way. And it's tough. We all fail, but we have a God of grace who lifts us up. Well, he lifts the humble up, but he resists the proud. So we want to make sure that we come to him with a humble and sincere heart. With that all being said, I love you all so much. And remember, the just shall live by faith.